Welcome to Solidarity, Local 952. I'm here with my trustees, right? Is this correct? Yes. Okay, so educate me. Tell me, what is a trustee for all our members that are out there? If you say I'm one of the trustees for the union, what does that mean in your view?
I'm basically one of the three that are going to make sure that everything's running smooth at this local. When it comes to funding and how funds are being spent, everything that we do will be for the membership.
So, Viviana, are you guys the check and balances?
Yes.
Yes. So, introduce yourselves first of all.
My name is Vivian Vicuna.
Yes.
And I've been a Teamster for 24 years.
For 24 years now. 24 okay.
Yeah.
My name is Hanno Ebanks. I've been a Teamster for 11 years.
11 years.
And I'm a shop steward at Kelly Spicers in Santa Fe Springs.
Okay, and we also have Gonzo here. Gonzo, hello.
How are we doing?
You are our campaign coordinator, right, for Solidarity Slate. Solidarity Slate, right?
I'm the guy behind the scenes doing the magic.
Yeah, you're the guy behind the scenes doing all the magic. Make sure everybody gets that information out there. So that's great. So let me ask you guys, how do you guys get selected or chosen to be in this position? Like who you guys are part of Carlos's campaign?
Yes.
Yes. So you are going per se his cabinet, basically, the people that come in and make sure there's checks and balances. Good. So what else do you guys do? Besides those check and balances, are you guys monthly checking any deposits, or are you guys approving any expenditure? How does this work?
We would be voting on items that they might want to purchase, whether it be office supplies or just I guess cars that they do. Just different things that they bring to the table.
And how does this work? Let's say I want to send Ralph to a trucking convention in Washington, right? And so I want to make sure we take care of him when he's out there, get him a hotel room, pay the whatever the cost is for the conference, right? Is this something that we would bring to the table? This is something that you guys will vote, go, yes, I think it's a great idea. It would benefit all of our members if Ralph can come back with some information, right?
Yes, absolutely.
So those are the things that you would vote on, right?
Yes.
Right.
Okay, good. Big question, and I know I'm throwing them hard right now, guys, okay? One of the biggest issues that we've had with the other administration, the other people that are, the spending has been going bananas. Now we have 30 people going to Puerto Rico. We have all these people going to places everywhere. Where are the trustees there?
That's what we want to know as well.
We
Do you understand what we're facing right now?
That would be the difference with us. With this administration, the people they appoint are just, yes, sir, whatever you want, sign it off. Here you go. Here's the money. That's not going to happen here.
Well, what guarantees us as members? I mean, I'm pretty sure they said the same thing. So what you as trustees, how do I know this is going to, I mean, look, you have a great reputation. People know you. You've been in the union for years. So your character speaks miles.
Right.
And I'm just playing devil's advocate. I don't want you guys to take it the wrong way, but I want to know how our members can know that you're being transparent. How are we going to prove that transparency to them?
Well, people that know me know that I'm just not a yes, sir. Mm-hmm. I will definitely hold Carlos and Wayne and Mike accountable.
Okay.
Yeah.
She's also the only one that's fought the local when they try to put her out bad as a shop steward. She's the only one that fought them all the way to joint council and back. Nobody else could say that but her.
Nice. Good. Yeah. See what I mean by your character? That lets us know, no, it's not easy.
Yeah, no, it's not.
Good. Any way that you can tell me you guys are going to be more transparent? Something that, an action, maybe you'll have weekly reports, anything that you guys do to just, as a member, I want to know that you guys are also approving these things that are, is there somewhere where we can see where our money is going?
Yes, absolutely. Transparency is one of the biggest things that we're shooting for as a slate. We want to make this union hall a home for all Teamsters. I know people that they stop going to general membership meetings because they don't feel like it's a home anymore. They feel that if they ask a question, they tell them to shut up or they just move on. And that's not right. So for us, transparency and honesty is key. You have a question, come ask it. We'll be more than happy to explain it and show you what it is that we're doing and why we did it.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know how common it is because I'm not very knowledgeable about this union and what you guys do, but is it very common to have a woman as a trustee?
I think it should be.
No, but is it? Do we see more women?
Not all locals. Maybe the ones that are very in big cities, maybe, yeah. But we're talking about Orange County. It's kind of like you gotta.
It is male dominated.
Yes.
In my 24 years, I haven't seen one.
Okay.
They have ran on a slate, but not necessarily won and have a seat there. I haven't seen that yet.
Because it's been 27 years for you, right? In
24.
24 years.
Yeah.
So any advice you can give women out there that are members now? Because I love the fact that there is a female representation because there is a sort of understanding that goes just with female to female and the fact that they have somebody here that's going to also somehow represent them. Any advice you can give these female members out there? I don't know if maybe they feel a little intimidated. Did you ever feel that way, or did you ever hear women not wanting to participate because they don't want to rock the boat, or any of that stuff ever happen?
I see that all the time. Even with just voting, a lot of the girls came up to me and said, well, I'm going to send it at the last minute because I don't want them to know who I am and who I'm voting for. And
Wow.
they're not getting it. It's going to a P.O. box, and I have to explain to them. But a lot of them don't want what happened to me to happen to them.
Exactly.
So
you understand what I'm saying? Because now they see how tough they were on you. You had to fight all the way up there. And for another girl to go, I don't want to go through what she went through. I don't want them to be scared. I want them to understand if you're going to need a change, you need to put in that vote. And you being who you are and what you went through, you're more empathetic to their situation. So
absolutely,
when they fall into they need help with something, they can come to you and go, hey, can you help us out?
They could always reach out to me even now.
Mm-hmm.
Even now.
Yeah.
I've always have been willing to help anybody, even at work. I'm not a shop steward, but they come to me for help. They ask me questions. What do I do now? Who do I contact now? What do I do?
And that's what I want people to understand. Besides you guys being the check and balances for this, is also the fact that you have access to Carlos and Ralph and other members where you can actually let them know, hey, for what it's worth, this is what I'm listening to. This is what they're telling me. And now you open up that line of communication with members where they don't have to wait till the end of the month to get a message out. You're going to run into Carlos. You're going to run into Ralph. You're going to run into these people, Gonzo, and you can now have those conversations right away.
Right.
But the fact that Carlos is talking about bringing this new type of culture into the union where it's more transparency, more communication, active listening, meaning they're really going to sit down and listen to what their concerns are, how they can help.
It should be.
And pay attention to how the technology is moving, because you as trustees, I would really want you to encourage them and really push the union to push in towards innovation. Mm-hmm. I have members that are part of this union and they're still members, they're still human beings. I don't care how big AI gets.
Right.
How do we innovate? How do us as a union start looking for other options for our members, not to disappear when AI comes in, but how do we grow with AI hand in hand? How do our members fit into this new future?
Some locals prepare for that. Some locals do. And I think the Joint Council in the area, Joint Council 42, has done a good job on their end to start getting ready for that. But when you have your local pulling back and trying to be the alpha on the pull back, you got to step back into the conversation. This is going to be a problem that's going to affect all Southern California. Mm-hmm. So it's a collaborative.
Yes.
If they have somebody there at Joint Council that can help us write the best contract with all the AI protections, we need to put that in every single barn. Every barn, because either you're in the paper business like Hanno, or you're in the trucking business like myself, the liquor business, AI is going to come. And one way or another, even the nurses that they're striking over that. Come on, it's going to affect everybody. So we got to have strong leadership at the top and work as a collaborative, because at the end, if the union's not even working as a union team, how could you expect to represent a union?
Yeah. And so your local has to step up, guys. And that's what I'm saying. Please really encourage your leaders to go and find more information on where do we fit in. As union members, yes, we're not opposed to AI, but how do we work hand in hand? Absolutely. It's not fair that AI comes and then just kick us out.
Yeah.
Right.
Because if that's the case, we can leave right now.
Right.
And that's something that I actually brought up to Carlos when he asked me if I wanted to, be a trustee. And I told him I would take the position. Just understand that I'm not going to sit down and be like, okay, Carlos, whatever you want, Carlos. That's not me.
No.
Okay.
All my members know that if something needs to be said, I'm the one that's going to say it.
So. And we're missing one trustee still, right?
Harry Gutierrez, he's on the linens. He's a very good 24-year Teamster as well. The guy represents his people. I believe he's a shop steward, right?
Yes.
The shop steward. And he's a fighter. He's not a yes guy either.
Yes.
No.
He actually helped organize one of the linen companies as well. So
yeah.
And that's what Carlos said he wanted. He said he didn't want somebody that's just big. Yes, Carlos, here you go.
Okay.
And he wanted to make sure, and when he chose us, that's one of the things he told me. I want somebody who's going to push back.
I really love the fact that you guys are recording this interviews. I love the fact that Carlos is willing to get on camera and say what the changes are going to be like, because now we can hold them accountable.
Yeah.
Do you understand? As members, you're going to know there's a video about this.
Yeah.
absolutely.
You said it. You, too, as trustees, are being held accountable. You understand?
Yeah.
So you also have to step up and know that you're going to be transparent. So the moment you approve something, always think about the fact that they're going to question me. How am I going to answer this one?
Yeah.
Meaning, how do I explain 30 people in Puerto Rico?
Yeah.
And
You understand? How do I explain a brand new car? How do I explain
That is something you're
vacations?
not gonna
How do
get
I
from
explain
us.
these credit card expenditures?
we're not sending 30 people to Puerto Rico.
I understand, but
We're not sending 30 people
when
to Las
you are
Vegas.
approving these things, what happens is this. It's now you're going to let me know, meaning our members now can hold you accountable and say, you said you weren't going to do this. You said you were going to watch out for us. So I also told Carlos, and I tell you guys, you're entering yourselves in a position of servitude.
Absolutely.
You understand? You're here to serve the union.
Yes.
Don't think that you are above the union now. I want you to understand you're here to serve. And these people have the right to not hold you accountable because you said you wanted to serve.
Yeah.
So it's like I told Carlos. So as long as that's the deal, that's great. I think change is coming. I think it's going to be good. Any concerns that you guys might have as trustees, something that you might say, we're definitely never going to stand for this. We're definitely going to do this. This is what we envision this to be. Anything?
Well, for me, like I said, honesty, transparency, and communication. For me, communication is very important. And all the members that I represent, I tell them the same thing. There's no such thing as a dumb question. The only dumb question is the one you don't ask. So if you have a question, you want to know about something, come talk to me. If for some reason, you're not getting the answer that you need from one of the higher ups, come talk to me. We'll get that answer for you. Because at no point in time should you come to the local and feel like you're not welcome there. Like you can't say something. You can't go up to the mic and speak.
The members got to remember that at the end of the day, they're the boss. The people in office right now don't think that.
No.
We pay dues, so that makes me your boss. And these guys right here are going to help remind Carlos that. Carlos, they pay the dues. Me, I'm just a due-paying member. We're your boss. We have questions. Where did you spend so much money?
Yes.
Why did you take 50 to Vegas? I'm sorry, but we can't afford that. If you're telling members, we don't have the money for your grievance to go to arbitration, but you have 30 people to Vegas, Puerto Rico, come on.
Yeah. And look, like I said, lean into innovation. Go into the future. I love that. But do it consciously knowing that this is going to benefit, not something that's going to just take away from. Meaning, if you're going to invest in something, you know that you're going to get a return back.
Right.
Right? Now more members are working hand on hand with AI because of those trips we took a year ago, 2 years ago. Makes sense? Now, one of the things that I told Carlos is he's talking about how when he tried to speak to the people that are in charge now, they wouldn't let him speak.
Yeah.
Right? And I said, please hold on to that memory. hold on to that memory because I want you to remember that every single time a member wants to talk to you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Remember what that felt like. So is there a moment that put you in this seat today? Is there a moment in your life where you go, when this happened, I knew there had to be a change? Because you're here to serve the union. So what was that moment for you? The moment where you go, yeah, there's definitely needs to be a change. That happened to you personally.
When my business agent stopped showing up to my account.
Perfect. He just said, I'm not going.
We went for nominations, and I had Eric tell me, we got you the best fucking contract your company has ever seen, and you got the balls to run against me. Just because you got us a good contract, and he did, I'm not going to take that from him. Just because you got us a good contract doesn't mean you can neglect the account for 6 years. What about the members that want to speak to you? The people that you're not calling back. They come to me, I have no problem talking to them and trying to get answers or problems resolved. But when they're trying to get a hold of you and they don't know who you are, now you're taking a shot at me.
Yeah.
Because I care about my members.
Yeah.
You want them to call you more? Show up to a solidarity event. After every solidarity event, they called every person in the picture to intimidate them. Why were you there? Well, if that's the solution, tell everybody to show up to our events. Yeah. And they'll call you every time. But, hey, while you're harassing me, I got a couple problems that can you help me with?
Yeah.
Well, maybe that's the way you get them to talk to you.
Yeah.
Now that you're here, let's...
I'll tell you this. They're visiting everybody right now because Solidarity is running. If Solidarity wasn't running, and it was just the other slate, the blue slate, they probably wouldn't show up. But now they're showing up. They're trying to show you their...
Well, they're showing up to the big accounts. They haven't showed up to his.
They're trying to sell you. They're trying to sell you that same jalopy with the 200,000 miles on it that doesn't run. Ooh. Come on. So if we're looking at it realistically, Solidarity is that it's that new Chevy with the V8 in it.
Well, at the end of the day, we don't even have to sell it because the story that you're telling me is a story that Carlos told me, the story that Ralph told me, that Chris tells me. There's a lack of everything. Like there's a lack of leadership, there's a lack of support, there's a lack of lawyers, there's a lack of defense, there's a lack of a lot of things. And this is not something that we have to convince the voters or the members. They can see it. Yeah. It's just a matter of them wanting to have a change because this is what 6 years looks like right now. And if you're not happy, imagine what the other 3 are going to look like. Yeah. You really have to step it up. And as a member, that's why I want you to share these stories because I want them to understand they're not alone. These people that are now going to represent you were in your shoes. And that's why I want you to say that story because I know you had a journey.
I had a big journey. I have several.
Yes, yes, but I know you had several. What was the most impactful for you out of all of them?
Well, all of them were pretty big. I mean, I've been escorted out of the union hall. Mm-hmm. I've had them come and harass me at my workplace. This is a union. This is a union.
Absolutely, yes.
That you pay.
The one that's right now. The one that would still get money out of your check every single. Yes. Those are the ones that are coming and harass you. Okay, I just want to make clear because I want all the members to understand what we're talking about.
I've been yelled at in front of other Teamsters. When we went to Vegas, I was being yelled and screamed at by the administration. One of the guys on the other slate that's running, he was there and he couldn't even stop him from yelling and screaming at me while people on the bus watched what was going on, threatened not to pay me for my time that I was there. I've been sober now for 11 years, and at that time being in Vegas was a trigger for me, and I didn't want to be around other people while they were drinking, but I was told I had to be in a room where there was alcohol and people drinking, and it just wasn't comfortable. And he had the nerve to tell me, Vivian, you're in Vegas. Like that was okay for me to drink because I was in Vegas, or you just discard my years that I've been sober. I don't know what he was trying to make, what that point was, but it was hurtful. Yeah, it was hurtful. It's not easy, staying sober.
And this is the thing that I want people to understand. If this was your friend, what's a big deal? But this is not a friend. This is a member. This is a teammate. This is a person that's here to help you. You understand? You
should be here.
Should be here to help you. That's his obligation. That's not obligation, but that's what his job is, to be a member, to help. That if you did go through a struggle like that 11 years ago, be supportive and go, not a problem, Vivian. I commend you for being strong.
If I didn't get back on that bus, I was not going to get paid for the time
Party
that I
bus.
was there.
They run a party bus on the dime of the members.
And I refused. And so I had to go in, get on the phone, call joint council, do all that stuff. And it was a women's convention. First of all, why did we have the whole E-board? Danny, Eric, John Green, many
because it's Vegas, baby. Because it's Vegas.
It was a women's convention.
Yes.
It was for us. It wasn't for them. And to have them come in the room and being told that, when they come in, applaud for them. No. Or when they gave me a shirt and said, you have to wear that shirt. I'm not wearing that shirt. And they said, well, we're going to have to tell Eric. And I said, well, I'll find Eric and I'll tell him myself I'm not wearing that shirt. I'm not going to be forced to do something.
I don't understand how, it's just because you're a union, just because you're not an employer. But if he was your employer, if you were his employee, this is quid pro quo. This is sexual harassment. This is bullying. These are all, that's all of that. I know because I teach these classes. I know exactly what this is. And if that was your boss, and keep in mind, that's the guy that represents you at your job.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So as a woman, that's the guy that represents me at my job, the guy that thinks that you should, hey, baby, it's Vegas. Hey, loosen up. Hey, do you understand? He's putting you in a position that is quid pro quo. That is a crime in the state of all of America. Mm-hmm. Quid pro quo is not allowed. You don't get to tell people either you do this or that. You're going to get punished here or you're going to get this. Yeah. You don't do that. And that's the person that represents you at your job? Mm-hmm. Jesus.
This is supposed to be our leader.
When they came to my job, it was the E-board, Danny, the whole E-board, and women from the office that also came to harass me at my job. They came in like they were just this mafia, that came in with their long trench coats. And
ostracizing. Yeah. Once again, this is all
got everybody together in the lunchroom and called me names like...
Are you kidding me?
I'm not kidding. It's the God honest truth.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, so
I've been through a lot.
No, you've been through a lot, but I want our members to understand this is who's coming to represent them. People that have been there, that have had enough, that know what that feels like. So I want these members to hold you accountable and go, hey, you know what it feels like too.
Yes.
So now I'm holding you accountable. Please bring a change.
Yes.
Does that make sense? That's why I wanted you guys to bring up these issues so people can connect with you and go, okay, I'm not the only one that's going through this. And if other people have faced the same harassment that you felt with them, they should come forward too. And now would be the time.
Yeah.
Like they should really come forward and says, yes, that representative, vote him in or out. I just want you to know who he is as a person. Because that's important too. Your character does have to reflect who we are as a union. Yeah. Our values, all of that has to be there. And if you're a person that your values are suck it up, we're in Vegas, you do this or I'll threaten you with that, those are your values, that doesn't work for this union. Does it make sense? Yeah. So regardless if they win or not, ladies, bring this up. Guys, bring this up. At least have your voice be heard before the voting starts. Yeah. And that way other members can have a decision to make. Yeah. Is this the people that we want us to represent? Okay, guys, I just want to be transparent. When I was there, you guys did this to me too, and tag them on it. Yeah. Let voters know, let other members know. If you vote for them, I just want you to know this is what happened to me. Yeah. All right. So you guys vote however you want, but get the stories out there because a lot of people don't have a microphone. We do. We're lucky enough that we can do a podcast.
Yeah.
But how many members don't have the time nor the resources to put this together and tell the world, hey, that administration has been mistreating us for years.
Mm-hmm. This is the reason why teams just turn their back and say, I don't care no more. I don't vote no more. And there's a lot of them like that. And you turned them off. You turned them off from voting. And you turn them off from even partaking. So well, guess what? When we're on a strike line and they cross a strike line, they're like, F you. They don't care. So we got to bring back that sense of brotherhood, Transparency, right? Transparency is everything. Without transparency, I don't care who you are. I don't care how much money you got me in a contract. You could tell the cows come home, hey, this contract is the greatest. But guess what? If you don't respect me, you don't respect my sister or my brother, then we have a big problem. I don't care. We're done. Respect is everything.
Yeah.
And I made it, with this whole campaign, we've kept it clean. We don't slander nobody. We don't, none of that. We don't worry about that. What we do is, hey, here are our ideas, and it's a battle of ideas. The best ideas are going to win. But the problem is this: members cannot be silenced to not vote. Because at work, every job, there's not your places, but there's shop stewards that are out there, give me your ballot. Straight up, give me your ballot. Oh, don't trip. Bring me. That's illegal. That's ballot harvesting.
Yeah.
You can't do that. Now, everybody needs to, tighten up their pants and say, ¿sabes qué? No más. I'm voting you out. We need new leadership.
Let me ask you this. If some shop stewards say to me, give me your ballot, who do I go to and complain about this? The administration? They're the ones doing it.
Right.
So this is, who do I go to complain and go,
They
this
can
is...
complain in joint council.
Joint council.
Take it.
Where?
Joint council.
Second thing, guys, make a video. Make a video. Go, all right, my shop steward, you're taking my vote, right?
Record it with your phone.
No, because you just asked me for it. What do you mean? You don't want it now? Wait, no, take it now.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Take it now.
Exactly.
Guys, this is what's going on right now. The administration now is doing this to us. You have a voice, guys. All of you guys have. That's why I told them, grab your camera and tell them why you're unhappy with the administration now. Tell them what happened to you. Tell them what they did to you, because we all need to be held accountable. Why am I saying this? Because these next 3 years, guys, they're going to do the same with you.
Yeah.
If you don't get off the
You
couch,
give them a voice, they will now know how to talk, and they're going to do it too.
if you don't get off the couch and vote, live with the next 3 years that come. Don't complain.
That's another thing.
We told you, ¿sabes qué? We're together. Let's vote them out. We're all in one idea. Let's get them out. Let's rebuild this local. Let's rebuild the trust. Let's make the local work as hard as its members, because the members are hard workers. Guess what?
Absolutely.
And you know what? If your local is not meeting you where you work, we got a problem.
Yeah. Now, as trustees, guys, one of the things that, and I have no fight in this, I don't have no dog in this fight, right? Mm-hmm. But as a union, I would like to know that if COVID hit, we'd have enough funding in there to at least keep us above water. Or if something like that happened again. If tragedy hit one of our members, there would be some way, somehow, that the union can step in, even help a little bit. So creating these funds for our members, even retraining members, I'm part of the union. If you can create a fund where now members can go and get retrained for future jobs. Maybe they're going to be obsolete, but I think as a union, as you get bigger and stronger, you start showing them where the money's at, they wouldn't have a problem giving it to you, because they know at the end of the day, this is going to benefit all of us. Now we have a training center here where they're actually bringing people, teaching us how to code. Mm-hmm. None of us knew how to code, but they started bringing a class once a month to code with us. Now these other members are just coming and learning code. Why? Because tomorrow we may have this job, tomorrow we won't. Editing, whatever resources we can start providing our members, I think really start looking at that. How do we enrich them? How do we make them grow within our union? So forget about what you do as a warehouse member, but you're part of this union. Guess what? You want to grow? Come to our center.
Yeah.
This is why we have this facility. Let's utilize it for re-education.
Yes, absolutely.
Does that make sense? If our members started learning how to code, they started learning how to do, a language with AI.
Yes, but we also have to make them feel welcome there. And
absolutely.
We have to start baby steps. We got to bring everybody back in,
Yes.
because a lot of people don't go to meetings anymore because they don't want to be escorted out.
Absolutely.
Or, be called liars if they go up to the mic, or or sit down and shut up, and you hear that
as
from
you're
the
walking
back.
up to the mic. It's like, come
Yeah.
on, man, really?
Imagine the type of culture you guys can really create with your union, especially in that center that you guys have already, right? You guys already have a center, a child daycare, where when you come and get trained, your kid can also, but this is just future. I mean, I'm just talking about the potential you guys have as a union, the fact that you can actually create that as a community.
Other locals have it where, like the other local I was from, it was in the middle of Skid Road.
Uh-huh.
So you get out the car and you're like, oh, man.
Uh-huh.
But when you walk through those doors, smiles, everybody smiles, shake your hand. How's your week? get some atole, get some pan dulce, some hot chocolate, tamales.
It should be.
And you know what? That's the way it should be, because you know what? This is a brotherhood. This is a service we're paying for.
Yeah.
Okay? And they ask you, hey, how was your week? You have any problems at work? And they'll pull you to the side and talk to you. The main guy will come, hey, how you doing? After the meeting, I'll talk to you. Why? Because that's what good people work. When they work for the members, there's no problem.
Yeah.
There is no problem.
I was invited to another local. Same thing.
Smiles, greetings.
Bring your kids. People bring their kids.
You see what I'm saying? Created atmosphere or culture where everybody knows this is a center where we come to get helped.
Yeah.
You understand where the world is turning against you, but here, don't worry, we'll get you something else. Hey,
You can't
come
bring
and
your
retrain.
kids now. I mean, because of the foul language and everything that goes on there.
Mm-hmm.
Other locals don't tolerate any substances, any drinking in the parking lot.
Yep.
I think they even penalize in some locals, but here I've heard I've never seen it myself, but I've heard it's the practice in the parking lot. Under solidarity, no mas. Ain't gonna happen.
Okay, guys, and it's not that, and I commend you for this, because it's not that you being prudes, it's just you being able to have a conversation with another individual without having liquor or any drugs involved where it's going to hinder his ability to talk or really be rational. Does that make sense? Because it's really hard to have a conversation with a drunk person that just doesn't understand.
Right.
And they're just like, rah, 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 like, okay, we're not going to go anywhere with this. But so when you guys do get together, it's not for you to get drunk. It's for you to come bring issues to the table.
And Carlos doesn't drink. And our events are usually for families, not in a bar where you can't take your kids because it's, 21 and over. Our events have been for families.
Every event we've done,
except for the last one.
We didn't need security. No. We never had no issues. You were at the last one.
Yeah. No. But no, guys, but look, there's nothing wrong. If you want to go and you want to meet at a bar, that's fine. Once in a while, that's whatever you guys decide, that's fine. It's not about being a prude. It's not about being, we're all almighty. No, it's not about that. It's about knowing the time and the place. Yes. Meaning, when you're going to get together and you're going to talk about serious issues, guess what? We should not bring liquor in here. We should not bring drugs in here. We should not bring any of that. Right. We should all be focused in the same goal. How do we resolve this issue as a team? Yeah. That's it. Now, you want to have leisure time after that? You want to go hang out? Go hang out. You can go hang out. That's it. But not here. Right now, it's business. And then let's go.
Can you imagine if we would have had 25 of that lady heckling you?
Oh God!
Imagine that.
Jesus.
That's how the local operates right now.
Yeah.
When Carlos tries to go out there and speak, you got guys heckling, and I'm like, come on, guys, keep it respectful.
Nah.
I even told that to the current administration, to the Secretary of Treasury. Hey, we're Teamsters, right? Let's be respectful of each other.
Yeah.
We don't gotta hate each other. We can respect each other, and you know what? At the end of it, we're Teamsters. Unite the local. That's number one goal. Unite the local. Stop the violence at the local.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, I did confront one of them, my business agent, and he says, yeah, but Viv, you don't hear what they say about me.
But that's...
Two wrongs don't make a right.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
because I confronted him about the people in the back and how the women, because I work in an office full, there's a couple of men, but majority's women, they don't want to go to the local. They don't want to go. Because you've got people in the back and,
But this is the hypocrisy of this whole thing. Really, like, I look at this hypocrisy because that same person that is cursing up a storm in these meetings, is not being respectful, is the same person that's going to defend me when somebody at my job is doing this. Mm-hmm. Like, if you don't know that this is wrong here, how do I know you're going to defend me over there?
Right.
You know what I mean? Your gauge is off. The fact that you don't know that what you're doing is not okay, that it's harassment, it's bullying, it's abuse, that you don't see it, you're the guy that represents me, that's where the big misconnection is, the disconnection is, I think.
We could definitely do without the text messages, the drunk text messages from the leadership. And a lot of members have showed me theirs, and we all compare, like, well, wow, look at mine. Look. I go, come on, bro, like, you're like 50-something years old, bro. Grow up, bro. You're in charge of a local. Act like it, dude.
Yeah, but
I know leaders, and leaders don't act like this. Leaders, they speak with a certain way of talking, and they address everything like it's just a schedule to it. Don't act like a thug to your members. You act more thuggish to your members than to the companies.
Exactly.
Fight the companies, not your members.
Yeah, use that energy over there. Keep that same energy over there.
When you do bring it up to their attention, like, hey, you know what, we can't even talk because we're being harassed on the side. The only answer we get is, well, I'm not the one doing it. No, but you're the one that can get on that mic and be like, hey, we're not going to support that type of behavior here. Either you correct it or get out.
Yeah.
For me, I feel like that's the only appropriate time to, tell a member like, hey, you need to go. When he's being disrespectful or he's being, problematic.
They're not even accounting for the legalities of it. What happens if somebody gets killed in that property?
Yeah.
What happens if somebody gets put in a wheelchair? Okay, and guess what? That family's going to sue the local. And we don't need another lawsuit.
Yeah.
We don't need another
We don't
lawsuit.
need another lawsuit.
No, we don't.
No, but just their actions, it's leading into it. It's not that you don't need one, it's you're going to get one. I'm being honest with you. It's just a matter of time. And it doesn't matter if you're a union or not. Abuse is abuse. Harassment is harassment. Does that make sense?
Absolutely.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, one of your representatives crosses that line, understand that this union is going to be misrepresented. Now everybody's going to go for abuse, sexual abuse, or whatever, harassment or bullying. Now it hits the internet, and there's videos about it, or some TikToker decides to talk about this union and what happened. That's it. That's the reputation this local's going to get.
And that's something that, as a trustee, if I see Carlos doing it in any way, shape, or form, whether it's Carlos, Wayne, anyone, address it at the time.
Absolutely.
Hey, that's not right. You don't do that. You don't talk to members that way. You treat all members with respect. No matter what their beliefs are, it doesn't matter. You treat everybody with respect.
Wayne Addison, the president candidate with us, I asked him that question in front of all of our members at the dinner. I go, hey, man, we had a business agent come over here and yell at the mechanics at Albertsons. What would you do about that? He goes, investigate and obviously handle it, because nobody's talking to our members like that. Yeah. The members they're pretty much, like I said, they're your boss.
Well, that's our job as a union, right? As a union, that's where we step in, right? Somebody screamed at you, we're going to walk in and... But I can't be the one screaming at you. Does that make sense?
No.
Who do I go to?
The members got to feel that they could come to you and it's a safe conversation, and it's not going to be at 5 p.m. later on, hey, F you, man. You said this about... Bro, be professional.
Yeah. And also, we need to make sure, I know Carlos, I overheard, but he was saying that the business agents need to come out. They need to come out. I haven't seen our business agent in probably close to 3 months. And when we went to nominations, I had confronted him. I said, hey, where have you been? Oh, I've been in negotiations. And come to find out, the negotiations I don't believe it was an account that he even
represents.
So why haven't you been coming to my job? You know? And, no, I'll be there probably this week or the fall.
Never
know how many weeks was nominations.
But on this campaign trail, it's the same story everywhere. From Riverside to Orange County to all the places, all the barns that we visited, we never see our business agent.
Yeah.
And listen, if you're busy with negotiations, it's understood. But honestly, there's nothing going on. What are you doing? You're neglecting your members.
You went to my account.
Oh, yeah.
When I asked the members, what's the name of your business agent?
Yeah.
Everyone just looked at each other. I said, do we know who the leadership is at the local?
Okay, and that is something that I brought up with Carlos. I said, how is that going to change with you? He says, I want them to connect 10 people per month. I want my agents to go out there and connect with 10 people, 10 of our members, talk to them. What can we do for them? How's everything? If there's a new kid in town, they had a new baby, I want to know about it. And I said, then how do you hold them accountable to that? Because they're just saying it. How do we make sure they stop by? He says, send me an email. So we were discussing new innovative ways of doing it. And this is something that you as trustees, just so if it comes down the pipeline, maybe create an app, a system just for your local that services these agents that can actually do it automatically on their phone as an app. And it automatically connects it to the union, where later on the union can break it down and know which agent is actually touching, meaning connecting with 10 of our members monthly.
So the biggest thing of members are saying is when they submit grievances, it's like, I don't hear nothing about it. So the idea we thought about is there's going to be an app, where you could see the notes on your grievance.
Yes.
On this day, Bob worked on your grievance. We're waiting on the company's response. And that way oh, okay, good. Also on that same app, you go to the corner and check the dollar amount of the local. Now, if it's over $500, we're going to put the receipts right there. So that way members, as the owners, you guys are the owners of this local. You guys are the people that we have to answer to. Guess what? You can see that. Yo quiero ver where you're spending the money, And another thing is, if somebody's retiring, you're going to go on there and fill it out so that we can get your jacket, get your watch, get your stuff ready. Because we want to make sure when you retire happy. Yeah. And all your coworkers could be there. A lot of guys, I've met a lot of retirees. They feel like this local hasn't honored them the way they should. Yeah. Other locals go all out, man. They come, they bring you everything, man. They do it all, and that's what we should do.
Our job, but when they do it more as a photo op for themselves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not felt like that person that doesn't feel, like heard. Like, I just did 40 years working at Southern Wine, and you just come hand to take a picture, then you're gone.
Wow. Yeah.
So, yeah, even though they have showed up for a few people, it's not sincere. There you go. It's not sincere. It's just
exactly. It's more like we're going through the motions. Check the list
online, and I showed up.
You could probably go, hey, who was the guy that retired? I don't know.
Exactly.
They won't even know the name.
Exactly.
But it's about knowing the people. Hey, I'm thinking of retiring next year. Okay, Richard, let's talk about it. Yeah. How you got everything in line? Have you filled out all your forms so that you're paid right away? Because it takes a time to get your pension going. So we want to make sure that we have the right people to help you and set it up.
And even things like grievances, meaning in that. And so when these things come up, like the app that you guys have now, you might elaborate to that. So you're going to need funding for this. Why? Because at the end of the day, it makes our agents a lot easier to communicate with us. The grievances gets done right away. You get a response right away. Maybe the action is not right away, but you at least know as a member, I can read there. 48 hours, I got a response. Less than 48 hours, now my union is responding to me saying, we're going to start working on this. We'll keep you post-dated. We'll keep you up to date on everything. Yeah. But at least as a member, I can check a week from now. And you as an agent just put in there, okay, this is the follow-up meeting. We're doing this and this. As a member, I'm like, wow, look at that. Okay, good.
My money is at work.
Get ready. Tomorrow, they might send you an email now, a text message, and now you check your app and the address and where the meeting is happening. Everything is there now.
Yeah.
Look at your agent being efficient when it comes to connecting with you and getting.
Also, would be a good way to use the app once it's developed. We talk about it, but develop it to have a mechanism where he could reach out to every employee from that barn. Hey, tomorrow I'm going to be there at 3 a.m. If you need to speak to me, come speak to me through the app. Bam, you get a notification on your phone. Hey, what, the 952?
That'd be good because not only do you have it in the app, but you have the stewards involved as well. Hey,
tomorrow's coming at 3. Make sure that you're ready.
Agents coming down at 2 p.m.
Show up. Look, we want the members to know, but we don't want management to know always because we want to show up randomly. Catch them in the act. Some of these managers, right now, I've seen it. A guy will tell them, I'm going to file a grievance. He's like, go ahead. They laugh on my way because they know these fools are not going to show up. It's sad because it shouldn't be like that.
Wow. And I pay for that?
You pay for that.
Get the hell out of here.
Yeah.
Get the hell out of here.
See, that's something that I would vote for.
See?
Yeah. Oh, trust me, finding somebody to build that, we could design it and write it down and then have somebody, boom, bring it to life.
Yeah, the technology is there, guys. It's a matter of you guys understanding the use of it and how important it is and how efficient it's going to become now, where everybody has a voice. Now everybody can reach out and go, dude, technology, we're there now. Yeah. We're there now. And the fact that Carlos is going to make himself so accessible to everybody and what he's planning on doing right now, I think you're going to have to check on what you're asking for. Meaning,
he better hold it because I'm going to wake him up in the morning. Hey, you say you're going to be available, bro? You better get over there.
Yeah, right now.
I'll meet you there with some donuts, homie.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, come outside.
Yeah, come outside. Don't worry, we got you. But that's the beauty of it. And at the end of the day, that's what we want. It's a community of members that actually feel protected.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know what I mean? That they have somebody on their corner, and that gives you peace of mind. How much would you pay for it? Whatever you want. Take whatever you want. I want to be a part of this union. Why? Because the benefits that come with it, the protection, the peace of mind is priceless. I know that they're not going to mistreat me. I know that they're not going to be unfair. But you as a union cannot be the unfair one. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does.
All right, good. So let's move on. I wanted to join us for the last segment. I want to bring in Gonzo Garcia, Carlos Quiñones, and Jesus Mejia.
No, bringing in Ralph. Ralph is here.
Ralph is here. Okay, we'll bring in Ralph. Yeah, let's bring in these guys. I want to do final thoughts with them, and thank you very much, guys, for joining me.
Thank you.
Thank you.
It was a pleasure. Thank you for having us.